We'll get started here. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Do I hear a motion to approve the minutes of January 11th, 2023?
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Motion carried. Under communication, we've got the operating report summary for January 2023.
So as normal, any questions, let me know. We averaged 4.5 million gallons. Let me just share the screen up here too.
The maximum was pretty high at some point. now.
So, and that's the daily max. So we were up to like 12.5 MGD the last storm, but over the day it averaged out to about 8 million. So we were actually doing quite a bit.
Yeah, a lot of rain in January.
Yeah, we had a ton. Let me just scroll down for this. Okay. Removal efficiencies were 97.5% for BOD, 98.4% TSS. We were 156 pounds for nitrogen removal, so we were 22 pounds under the limit. And averaged 18.8% for cake solids. Any questions on that?
So your press is broken down now.
Yeah, it literally happened Monday this week, so it'll be in next month's engineering report, but we have a bunch of pictures and a lot of information on it. It's more so a maintenance product. It's not actually like it didn't really fail, it's just like a wear item. It just wore quicker. Yeah, we caught it before it was bad, so it wore quicker than we thought, but that's kind of typical in this field. So they say 5 or 7 years, we get 2 to 3. So
And that's typical, really? When they say
It's-
5 to 7.
it's typical, like even the odor control, we're doing that this spring for the headworks and the transfer. They say 7 to 10, we got 4.5, because believe it or not, we started it March of 2018, so it's going to be 5 years. So we got about 4.5. So yeah, they like to stretch it a little bit, but so yeah, we'll go over that next month.
Okay, we got the engineer report, current report dated January 2023.
So sewer pump station construction repairs, installed a new blower motor for the ventilation fan at the Allstate pump station. Pequabic, we installed a new UPS, provides backup power for INC controls if we have a power outage. Tunxus pump station, we replaced the main block heater on the generator, and at Hyde Road, we had a small gas leak. It was actually on the union outside of the generator. It was replaced. The leak was fixed. It was actually similar to the one that we had at Patrick Flood. At Snowberry Pump Station, we installed a new
I was
plug.
gonna say, I remember the one from last month then.
Yep.
I was gonna say, no gas leak gets small.
No, but this one was, unless you basically were spraying on it, you could barely even detect this. It could have been much worse. Snowberry Pump Station, new plug was installed. The generator, pump station upgrades and collection systems. In the month of January, we dreaded Basewood, Berrywood, Deepwood Drive, Knollwood Road, Ledgewood, Tallwood, and Tanglewood. We assisted highway in cleaning and vacuuming the storm line on Coppermine Road and the Butternut Drive intersection. That's the line that goes under into one of the guy's yards. He has a swale, so we're trying to clear that. The line actually halfway through, engineering thought it was cemented, but it's actually collapsed. So I believe they're going to cut and replace a section of pipe, but we were out there trying to clean it and camera it for them.
Which street was that on?
Coppermine, all the way towards the end where Butternut is. There's the wetland on one side, and then it kind of goes under. On January 24th, we jetted and vac the Starbuck Plaza to the river siphon, which is right out here. There's very little pitch in line, so we try to hit it several times a year, so there's no issues. We jetted the Stop and Shop Plaza in Unionville Center, and all these are kind of major ones because we come in early sometimes and we have traffic direction. Continue to camera and look for problem areas in the sewer and storm drains, and use the camera to inspect Butternut and Twin Ponds also. That was another storm drain where they're building that new house. Throughout the month of January, we continued to inspect right-of-ways, Route 4 to High Street, Hillstead, Timberland Drive to Farmington Avenue, Irvin Robbins to Patrick Flood, Farm Path to Mountain Spring were all inspected, And we're continuing in Bridgehampton. There's an area there where some of the manholes are a couple feet underwater. So we're just trying to clear the area so we can flow some of the water out. It's a pretty big swamp, actually. In the month of January, we work with Highway cleaning out storm drains and continuing to use the sewer camera to look for problem areas. At the treatment plant, let me just scroll up. Inspected and pumped out all the electrical manholes at the plant. We typically do it monthly or on monthly round sheets before high rain events. January 6th, we pulled waste pump 2 after noticing vibration. We thought it was the bearings. It was actually the bearings in the gear reducer. So we replaced them. It was put back online. January 16th, plant maintenance and operations cleaned the injector on the polymer system. The paddle wheel was also cleaned, and we ordered a new injector and assembly as a spare. We exercised all the effluent pumps. Completed pulling the UVs. All the bulbs have been inspected or replaced. All cleaning systems and fluids were checked. They're ready to be put in line in late March with the season starting April 1st. Transfer pumps 1 and 2 were all inspected and cleaned as well. Let's see. January 31st, operators shut off and drained the spray lines for the clarifiers. This was in preparation. We got those really cold temps. We didn't have any issues, which was good. And as I discussed, we're under permit by 22 pounds for nitrogen. And that is it for this month.
Okay. Any questions, everybody?
Yeah, what, just going back, Mark, to that, the new subdivision over by,
Orchard, West Hartford.
no, Tungus, college. Community
Yep.
college, Farmington University, as we think call
Yep.
it. 2/3 of that is in Blanco, the other third is in.
Comes to
Farmington.
here.
Yeah. Does the sewage, does 2/3 of that go to Plainville? And like, is the third coming here or?
Correct.
So the Farmington homes, the sewage is coming to Farmington.
Coming here, and the
Plainville
other
homes-
like 60% goes to Plainville.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that, okay, so that's happening. there.
Yeah, the majority of that there is flowing to Plainville.
Yeah, okay. So then, and then on the West Hartford side, which that we.
For Orchard, you're saying, yeah.
Yeah, that you're gonna find out about.
I'm gonna find out. I actually already sent an email out, so if I hear back, I'll touch base with that.
Yeah, because my question is, do they get charged West Hartford rates or do they get charged Farmington rates?
I
You
will,
know,
let me
that
check.
those-
Yep.
That those single family homes. When it comes to, you know,
The
do we
billing.
charge the town of West Hartford our rate, or does the town of West Hartford pay
Getting
their
their
rate
rate.
to us?
I'll check.
Okay. We got the listing of properties with sewer permits dated issued January. Couple of connection.
Yep,
couple repairs.
Basically just Willowbrook, Bridgehampton, fees collected for building permits. Norwood and Farmington Avenue were just repairs of existing laterals and another permit with fee collected for Willowbrook. Basically it.
Okay. And we got new business, review budget expenditures and revenue for the 2023 and 24. Now, there is a new sheet,
Right in the center. There was one typo on the one that was in the packet, so that's the update one. Basically, the percentage and the increase was right. We just updated the actual values for the R20 through R80.
this.
Yeah.
This part of it was not updated.
So we went back, we went with the 4.75% increase. I know we wanted to lower it from a 5.5%. We were able to pull out some for building maintenance. That was a big one. We took $25,000 out of that. And historically, we really haven't used too much for building maintenance. Even when we had the old plant, we were only using $3,000 to $4,000 a year. Most of the equipment, if it's a fan or HVAC, we use equipment repair and maintenance. So, and most of the buildings are pretty new here. And we were able to just pull another 2,500 out of a couple small areas here. So if there's any questions on that, we made the 4.75% work. And the projected rate increase shows it'd be $16 approximately, 15, I'm sorry.
So our largest increase is really, it's all electricity.
Yeah, so like I said, unfortunately, we save money, but electric and hauling costs are gonna go up. And electricity, when you look at the plant, it's basically 407 to 600,000, but there's also on the pump stations, which is the first set of line items. We went up to 200,000 from 135. So that's another 65,000 plus two, so you're talking almost 200, yeah, $260,000, not including hauling costs.
If you can mention, you did check the MDC charges and there was one other ones that you double checked.
Yeah, MBC, they're increasing everything like everybody else is. Basically, we used to pay them the 75,000 for anything in Farmington that flowed there. Now that we're paying 165,000. So they're increasing through the roof. Our solids that go to MBC, their ash disposal costs, their general disposal all increased as well. So throughout the board, MBC has gone up. Plainville and Mattabasset hasn't gone up that much. It just seems MDC always goes up.
Yeah, tell me where Mattabasset is again. Where-
Right off of Route 9 in Cromwell, like if you're going down by the Portland Bridge, they're right on the right there.
Yeah, but how did we get charged by that? What
Because
flows there?
some of New Britain that comes, I think, past like Batterson flows through there. Through New Britain and they go all the way down.
Yeah, over you mean like across the highway bridge
Yeah.
to the
On the other side of
I
like,
can't think of the name of the street.
That's where-
Yeah,
which that's why the amount isn't that much, but compared to MBC, obviously.
Yeah.
They get us for a lot more. And then Orchard, 1 second. So they amended the agreement with Orchard because it flows to MDC, which we discussed. But the subdivision was not included in the original agreement. It was only for one house. So when they upgraded it to subdivision, they had to redo the agreement to get all the permit connections.
The way that reads though, it's located in West Hartford and it flows to West Hartford.
I believe Orchard was, let me just pull that other one up. Yeah, I believe it was. But some of it might be on the Farmington line. It was not originally included in the original agreement, only the original lot with one house was. So I'm assuming one of them was on town property here, so they had to amend the agreement in order to have the subdivision flow there completely for the permit.
All right, so just to explain, Mark. How we chose the 475, in other
Yep.
words, the expenditure.
So
for
we,
the revision,
yeah, we put in here a couple, if we had a 2.75, a 4.75, and 7.75. So if you look on the bottom, you can see where we would have gotten for the bottom line numbers. If it was 4.9 thousand at 2.7%, for 5.18 million at 7.7%. The budget that we had, let me just scroll down so I can get this on here as well. So our total cost with pretty much electric and hauling came out to 5.052,206. And if you look at the projected increases for 4.75, we're literally within $400 of the budget, which brings us at the 5.052. If we did 2.75, we'd have to pull more out of capital. We already pulled a good amount out of capital on pump stations. We took out $250,000. So we didn't want to pull much more out of there. And if we went to a 7.75 increase, obviously we could have pulled out maybe 100,000 from capital, but we didn't want to go that high. So the 4.75 was kind of the happy medium, and that's where we are at. If we went down to a lower one, we'd be very short. So
If he's running a $90,000 deficit.
Yeah. And like I said, that there are ways to cut from capital, but you only want to cut so much because we have to plan for the things coming up.
Well, we've been at the 321 number for how many years now?
6.
6 years.
Yeah. So, and even with the upgrade, we didn't have any increase, so. Like I said, that it matches the 5.052 spot on with taken out of the building maintenance, so. We felt that was the best option to go with.
And there is,
I would make a motion to accept the new charge of 336.25 for the residential usage and 291 for the commercial usage.
Second. Hearing motion, in a second, any discussion?
Kevin, do you mind repeating that a little bit louder, please?
I'm sorry, what was that, Jennifer?
To repeat it louder, to make the motion, right, Jennifer?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay, to change our residential customer charge to $336. We're not gonna do the 25 cents mark.
it's just gonna be 336 even,
Okay,
yeah,
the $336 for the year for residential customers, and the commercial customers are $2.91 a cubic foot for their sewage charges for the 2023-24 year.
Thank you.
Jennifer, what that equates to is a 4.75% increase over the current rate.
Yeah, I heard the part before. I think it's just the placement of the microphone. Kevin was a little bit fainter.
yeah, if you look on the projected increases, you can see the 4.75 right here, so. We tried to go as low as we could with the increases we have from the other services.
Mark, what happens if, for some reason, some of these budgetary items like electricity go
Yep.
down?
So there's a possibility that next year we could obviously reduce it. We wanted, so when we do the actual projected increases, we're typically pretty conservative, so there's room even if they did go up, which we hope they don't. But if they do go down, obviously we could adjust next year. So,
So do we keep that money sort of in a segregated account? It's not like state DOT,
no, Joe,
where
yeah, no, Joe Swecki would keep it in a separate account at that point.
Actually, in other words, we used to have, what would that fund that we call it then? Where we put the extra money.
That we didn't utilize.
Right,
I'm not sure what they called it, but
Yeah, I know.
I don't remember.
But
and that's actually a figure that. I don't remember when, but that's something we should report on.
Yep.
What that figure is.
Okay, I'll write that down too.
Yeah. Oh, there, not a balance fund.
yeah, Joe has that.
Yeah, because we brought that up when we did the projection increase. I'm just not sure how he typically handles it, but I'll ask him.
Okay, we have a motion, a second, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion is carried.
Hopefully, we won't have to do it again for 6 years.
I know. Well, and close to the other towns, like we're still extremely low. And we're hundreds of dollars cheaper than a lot of the surrounding towns, so. We're in good shape. It's just unfortunate all the costs go up that much.
Okay, we have new business item G2, set public hearing for the 2023-2024 budget and assessment for the March 8th WPCA meeting. Well, that's usually a quick one.
Yes.
Mark, if you didn't get that posted there.
It should be posted tomorrow, actually, in the Hartford Current. So we already have the printout for it. That should go in and then we should be good. And we'll have you sign this one, this meeting. I double checked. So we'll have you sign this for February, it'll be put in the paper tomorrow, we'll have the public hearing in March, and then we're set. So, I'm gonna sign this copy.
You'll have to bring in some more chairs for Mark tonight.
Hopefully not.
Everybody funds.
I've been doing this 25 years.
Has anybody ever come or?
I think one or two,
Yeah,
Yeah.
not many.
not many.
I mean,
Jim, I
15,
was gonna ask you that too, given the adjustment. I'm wondering if that will be the first one since I've joined the committee like
yeah,
5 years ago.
yeah,
Well, there used to be a guy in town, Sam Americano, who ran a taxpayers association. I would be shocked if he did not come to these budget meetings if there was going to be an increase. He's been gone for a while and nobody's really picked up the mantle.
Okay, very good. Any unfinished business, Mark?
nope. Should be good.
Any other business? Hearing none, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
The most.
Second.
Moved in second, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
I.
Aye.
Motion carried.